G'day walkers. Welcome to the first episode in what I'm going to name Season 2 of the Content Creator YouTube Ideas video commentaries. And I'm doing something very different because I am giving you a heads up straight away that there are two videos combined, which I've never done before, but I want to use this 6-minute compilation of teaser trailers video. I want to give you a heads up of what's coming up once we tick over into the second video, because I've got a lot of questions for anyone who's taking the time to watch and or listen to this video, because I'm basically got to a point where I've set up this channel to the best I can, that I think is a good strategy. And after 6 months and upgrading camera equipment, I don't see this channel as failing or anything, and I'm certainly not lacking motivation in producing these videos. I really enjoy it, because the reason I enjoy it is because I love where I live, and I want that to come out in the video content. I love showing off Melbourne. I love talking about it. I love living here. But what I'm seeing in the stats is simply not reflecting that people want to watch this content. And done a bit of soul searching this last week and a half. I've upgraded the equipment. I'm still just bedding down new shooting techniques, but I've decided to strip this content right back and reinvent it. Not start again, but reinvent it. And I've decided, as of the one that was published this morning, Thursday the 22nd of April 2021, I've decided to go all out to mimic, adapt, imitate, and take the best elements of other walking video channels and adapt those into the way I present my videos. So in the titles, thumbnails, the editing, and I'm going to try and strip back the videos to the most basic, which now that I've got this new camera that I can take, I can film in longer takes. So I want to just give you a heads up that when we get into the second video, which is coming in the next couple of minutes, we're about halfway through this one. I just wanted to give you a heads up that in the next video, it'll really help me if you can participate in a sort of a forum style with me. I'm going to type up all these questions and points that I want to put to the audience of this channel, whether you're a subscriber or a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed, or whether you're somebody who's just seen this for the first time or the second time, whether you've watched 30 seconds, 10 seconds, or some of you have watched, actually somebody watched a commentary video the other day right the way through to the end. It was 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I owe you a beer, whoever you are. But I am I'm just keen to learn more, and it's not my personality to be very goal driven or stats driven or outcome driven, none of those sort of terms, but I have to admit that now that I'm into about 6 or 7 videos with this upgraded equipment, and I'm just not seeing a growth in watch time or stats, and I certainly don't want to be sitting here in another 6 months' time and seeing hardly any movement. But if that's what happens, that's what happens. yeah, it was just really just to have a bit of a ramble at the start of this video. If you're still listening, 5 minutes in, that I've got about where are 2, 4, 6. I've got about 12 points that I want to go through, and I'm going to type all these up and put them in a pinned comment below this video. And I'd really appreciate it if you address any number of these areas, but I'm just keen to pick the brains of the audience. That's the real idea of this video, is that I'm speaking to my audience, and I just want to pick your brains. And I want to thank the people that have been commenting quite frequently over the last week and a half. That's been much appreciated. But if I can impose on your time just that little bit more, if there's one or two, like, you don't have to treat it like a questionnaire that's got to be filled out in triplicate. But if there's any one or two things that you think your feedback or your input, what you look for in a walking video channel of other ones you might watch. It was last week I went through a huge list of bookmarks of channels that I've been building up in an archive over the last 6 months, and so I've been trying to study them. I've been trying to study the competition, try to work out, where can I make improvements, or what is it that I'm not quite yet doing right. And to be fair on myself, I've been hampered by the equipment that I've had. I've been using the most basic of cameras up until the end of March. But now that I've been able to upgrade the equipment, I just want it to work as hard as possible in my favour. So we're coming up to we've got about
Make sure you subscribe to this channel.
got about a minute left. It was really just to give you a heads up. So but when the next video clicks over, I'm going to try and run through and make a note of the timestamps where I want to speak specifically about certain elements. If you're going to listen to this video and really participate, I don't expect anyone will, but might as well throw it out there. But it'd really be appreciated, even if you can just say just a basic comment, like what you're doing, everything's fine. Because one thing I'm trying to do with my content is I'm trying to make it stand out and have a personality that is slightly different to what's out there already. That might be what's holding the growth back. But the main thing is just to ask the question of the audience, because I do make this video content for myself first and foremost, but the other thing is I want people watching it. So we're just heading into the end of this video. It's coming up with this compilation of now, the reason I got into these compilations, I'll just quickly say, is because somebody commented about a week ago, repeated back the phrase in the comments, "Let's go," and I kind of liked that had made an impression on you. So I thought I'd have a go. It's a bit of fun. Anyway, so we're getting up to the next video, and stand by for that one coming up next. All right, so this intro, I've adapted this from somebody else's channel, a really successful big one. It's about 40 seconds of 2-second clips, and there's 10 seconds to make a total of 50 seconds. So the 10 seconds at the end of these compilation of clips is a please subscribe. What do you think of this intro? Is it helpful? Is it a hindrance? Does it annoy you? Does it distract you? Do you want to see what's coming up? I've seen this in a couple of channels. It makes sense to me. I thought I haven't been using music for a couple of months, but I've adapted that in there. Now the next bit coming up is obviously the start of the video. I'm just making note of the time. The start of the video. So this particular bit, I want the audience to think about the audio and video are the elements that I want to talk about here. So I'm keen to hear your feedback. Is the quality up to scratch? And bear in mind that I've got upgraded equipment where I've got the ability to shoot in 4K now. I'm able to mask, mask the reduce the wind coming up against the microphone. Is the quality of the audio and the video up to scratch, in your opinion, as a viewer? So when you see this footage and it comes up on the screen and it's in the first 30 to 60 seconds, does the audio and video that you're seeing here, does it meet what you expect to see in a walking content video? Yes or no? The music suddenly ending at the end of the intro. Is the music, is it distracting, or on the other hand, does it add value? I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts, because for me it's getting to the stage where I'm so close to what I'm filming, editing, creating, posting, publishing, and trying to turn it over real quick, so I'm posting regularly, that I'm no longer as objective as I used to be. Now the next thing I want to talk about, as we're a couple of minutes in, I just want to talk about the style, and my question for the audience, what I'm been thinking of in this particular element is, what streetscapes and landscapes do you want to see, or do you expect to see in a walking video? When you click on something, a thumbnail that comes up, what do you want to see? Do you want to see the CBD, the Central Business District? Do you want to see urban streets? Do you want to see parks and gardens? Do you want to see attractions? Do you want to see empty streets, or do you want streets filled with people, shoulder to shoulder? Do you want to see cultural and sporting events? Do you want to see public transport place, bus stations, train stations? Do you want to see trams? Do you want to see buildings? Do you want to see specific buildings? Do you want to see the inside of the buildings, the interior, the exterior? Do you want to see views from the top of well-known buildings here in Melbourne? So the reason I'm asking this is because I've set up these videos with a strategy of having themes, and I've gone for fairly marketable themes around sporting and cultural events, and based on interest groups, I suppose you could say, with the series that I've got about international students. But I suppose maybe I'm thinking of asking these questions on this topic of style because I know that when somebody types in search term for 4K walking video, maybe they don't really want to see videos of some of the things I've already filmed. So have a think about that. It'd be, and maybe some of these things aren't really a concern for you. Maybe you just want to see. Are you just happy to see a camera walking around an area, and that's enough for you? So next question, 452 in. So the next topic is context, and by that I mean, does the location and orientation aspect of a video matter to you? Do you care where the video is filmed? Do you care that it's in Melbourne? Do you care what part of Melbourne it's in? Do you care what the context? Do you want to be orientated as to regards to the location? And do you care about other matters of context with regards to local history or local how you get around the local area, where one area connects to the other? Does that matter? And I suppose I'm thinking about, do you care whether there's street names or names of well-known areas popping up in title cards within the video, or would you rather just see footage and nothing else, that it's just a clean image? Do you want more local history context? Do you want more location context, or do you want less, or do you want nothing? So any feedback there would be helpful. So we're around about 6 minutes now. The next element I want to talk about is the content itself. And I suppose in this bit I'm thinking what length suits you. When I was looking at some of the competitor channels the other day, and I was thinking about a tip that popped up last November about being consistent. Now, the length of my videos are all over the place, and I make no apology for that, because for me, making these videos is a bit like writing a script or a short story. Like, the story will tell itself, and if it needs to be, if the video needs to be an hour, it'll be an hour. I've got some videos that are, a couple of them are 3 hours long. I've got some in the 2 hour territory. I've got a lot in the 1.5 hour territory, because I'm going to such a lot of effort to film this stuff, to film it, to edit it, especially a lot of effort to edit it, to put it together, to publish it. Like, I figure, well, I'm going to all this effort, I want to reap the best reward possible. I want the content to work really hard. So I figure if I make a long video, it's more likely to get monetized. If more people see it, they're watching more, whereas a 10-minute video, you've got to get a lot of people watching. That is my theory. So maybe that theory is working against me. So when I say what length suits you, do you want to see consistently 20 to 30 minute videos every week? Is it too much effort to see a video lengths that are vastly different day to day? Do you only allocate a certain amount of viewing time to, when you're on YouTube? Do you watch it on the train? Do you only have 15 or 20 minutes to watch something, and you're really fussy about what you look at? What length suits you is what I want to know. Now, how consistent should the length of each video be from week to week? Would you like to see more consistency? One of the things I'm toying with is, say, on a Monday, publish a video that's 20 to 30 minutes long, and then on the Thursday, publish a video that's an hour long. I don't know. My final question on this element is, if a video is greater than 1 hour and you can't watch it, so say if it's 2.5, 3 hours long, or 90 minutes long, and you can't watch it all at once, do you make an effort to come back and watch it later, or you couldn't care less? You just watch what you can, and you sort of write that off and consign it to the mental dustbin and wait for the next one to come up. I'd really appreciate any thoughts there. At about 9 minutes in, so this next section I want to throw some questions at the audience, is sticky viewers. What elements of the video, what of all the videos that have been published on this channel that you've watched, whether it's one video or a couple, or you've been watching for a few months, or maybe you would like to watch, maybe you think the idea of this channel is in the right area, but maybe there's something missing. What elements are missing that would compel you to watch content on this channel? And the reason I ask this is because I'm still getting a lot of people coming in and clicking out as new viewers within the first 10 to 90 seconds. And so I'm thinking, well, what is it that I'm doing or not doing which is driving people away, or failing to make them stick and watch? Now, as I'm talking, the camera is just entering the, uh, the 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 little walking bicycle path up between the Yarra and Fed Square. Now, as I entered this, and the camera was tilted because I'm not using a gimbal. It's handheld, and I'll talk more about that later as to why that technique is that way for this video. But is that such an element? Is that a huge turn off for you? That you don't want to watch a video that's tilting from side to side? Is it really that big of a deal? Now, I've watched in the last few days. I've watched a lot of competitor channels in this niche, this walking video content niche, and some of these channels are getting 180,000 views for one video, and I've watched them from end to end, and they wobble. And I can't see the difference between this video that I'm commentating on today and one of the really big channel videos. I can see the wobbling. I can see the bobbing up and down. There's nothing wrong with their footage. So I'm a little bit lost. So that's why I'm asking this question. And I'd really appreciate any insights, or maybe maybe there's things about this channel that you can see there's some deficiencies, and you can help me out with pointing those out, because I can't see any, to be quite honest. I cannot see where the deficiencies are. But with this particular video, I thought that see the guy in the orange top on the bike, I thought he gave me the finger, but I slowed it down and did it frame by frame, and all he did was touch his nose in a most innocent way. So yeah, I can't see where the deficiencies are, and even I was trying to be really hard on myself and say, well, let's compare what are these channels doing with their thumbnails and their titles. Now, I know for a fact that my descriptions for all my videos are far too long. They're really they're really hard to read, and that's just me. That's my personality. To be honest, like it's not that I try to deliberately put too much information in. That's just me. So what I've done with this video description is I've adapted and adopted and mimicked the channel that I see as most parallel to my way of going about things, and I've done that. And I'm not going to say what channel it is or who it is, because I don't want to be accused of stealing somebody else's ideas. But on the other hand, well, clearly there's a proven way of building an audience and getting 180,000 or 200,000 views on a YouTube channel, one single video. So I want to be that channel, and if I'm not doing it right, I want to find out what the right way is. So any thoughts there, leave them in the comments below. Now, as we're hitting almost the halfway mark for this video, so we'll say 14 minutes 30. So the next element, and there's only 4 to go from here. And thank you for sticking with me if you're still listening after 15 minutes of me rambling. But the next element I want to ask the audience about is the teasers. So at the start of this video, I had one of my infamous compilation videos, a teaser video. And for me, the reason I started making these teaser videos is because one of the big YouTube tip channels that I came across and watched for a couple of months anyway. One of the big tips was the 30-second rule. Like, make sure your first 30 seconds are the best. And I've tried really hard to stick to that since October, the end of October last year, 2020. I've tried to make the best 30 seconds intro I could, and that eventually became 45 seconds. And then it made sense to make those intros to the videos, just make them separate videos. So little videos, because by then I was aware of the TikTok phenomenon. I was aware of YouTube trying to snare a bit of that short video market. So for me, it made sense to have teasers, not for TikTok or anything, but it made sense to me. And I've said this before: create something once and sell it many times. So make that content that you've gone out to film and edit and put together and publish. Why not publish the same footage in different formats, like repurpose it. Like I'm a big believer in that. So you've got that footage working as hard as possible. So my question under this element of teasers, the topic of teasers, all the videos that I've published as teasers of any value, do you see value in them? And these teasers go from anywhere between 44 seconds to 6 minutes, and it's meant to be a preview of upcoming content. Now, do you care what content is in the video you're about to see? Do you want to see that in the first 40 to 50 seconds of the video, or would you rather it just start? Now, it could well be that people just don't care, or they do care, and there's no right or wrong answer. But I'm just putting it out there as a question because, all I've got to go on is stats. And I'm seeing a bit of stickiness around the 30-second mark. People are watching for between 30 to 90 seconds and then tapping out. But I'm going to continue with them because I think they're valuable. Now you can see we're just entering the Alexandra Gardens, and I didn't know that the camera was tilting. Like I was concentrating so hard, but I had no idea the camera was tilting. So we're into the 18-minute mark. The third last element is the outro. So in this video, what I've built into it is a call to action for subscriptions, but leading and then on the end of that call to action, what I've done is I've taken my intro that traditionally starts these videos, has done, and what I've decided to do for the time being is I'm going to put the intro right at the end of every video, because what I'm figuring is I'm figuring that viewers, I'm guessing, I don't know, and that's why I need your help, but what I'm doing is I'm guessing that people don't want to see a talking head of a bloke in his mid-50s starting a walking content video. So what I've decided to do is put the intro at the end of the video. So what I'd like to know from the audience, is that distracting? If you watch this video, watch the outro, watch the way the video ends, is it distracting? Is it repetitive? Does it increase the quality or decrease the quality of the viewer experience for you? Not worrying about anyone else, but what you like to see in the video. Does it help or hinder the content that you've just been watching? So if you could help me out with some comments or feedback there, or even if you say it doesn't matter to me, like that's also a good answer, because if you've watched it and you're saying it doesn't matter, you're still going to come back and keep watching. Now I'm going to just stop myself here, because you see those two, and I don't know whether they're teenagers or it's a guy and a girl, or but I was walking, it was really dark. The camera's on automatic, so it's making its own settings, but it was incredibly dark. It's actually, the camera's made this look a lot lighter than what it actually was at the time, and I wanted to walk straight ahead, but those guys, the way they were standing at that tree, and it wasn't really raining at that stage, the rain starts in about 5 to 7 minutes, but the way that they were facing the tree, I just couldn't help but think that they were up to something dodgy. And, carrying brand new equipment, I just didn't feel in the mood for for running away or taking other evasive action or measures. So that's why I went left down this path. I went left at Albuquerque. So I'm just going to wait 21 minutes. This is the second last element I want to ask the audience about. The on-camera element. So this directly relates to the last point about the intro, which is now the outro, the ending of the video. The on-camera presentation. Do you prefer that no one is on camera and or talking in one of these walking videos? Because yes or no, a simple yes or no would be great. Because I've got to say, and to be honest, one of the reasons I was attracted to this niche is because you don't have to be on camera. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to worry about setting up inside to film. You don't have to worry about having a little studio in your home, or you don't have to worry about lighting and microphone and all this. Like, you're just walking around the streets with a camera. Now, it was never my intention to introduce these videos. It was never my intention to be a talking head on YouTube, but I suppose it's a product of, you know, what I like to see myself on screen, and I'm thinking specifically of film and TV, not YouTube. But you know, it just makes sense to me to give a bit of context to, well, where are we? We're in Melbourne. What are we doing today? We're going to walk here. Who am I? And let's go. Like, to me, that's it. But do you think that this is necessary? Do you think that these videos would be better without me in them? Do you think that they would be better? Would it be a better viewing experience for the thing to just start and then finish, and that's all there is to it? You know, the camera basically being escorted through the streets of Melbourne without anyone. Or do you think it doesn't matter? And that's perfectly helpful feedback as well. And do you think that it gives personality to the channel? Because I've looked at a lot of, as I say, over the last few days, I've looked at a lot of these, you know, my competitors, and they're all around the world. Bloody hell, it's so many different people in so many different countries doing these videos, and I don't remember seeing anyone doing what I'm doing, which is, you know, introducing the video or putting themselves on camera. So the final element I want to talk about, so it's good that I've not run over time. The final element I want to talk about is, well, it's really a catch-all subject. Anything else, other elements. So this question, if you're not new to this channel and you've watched a video, whether it's been for 30 seconds or 30 minutes, and you're not a subscriber, why aren't you a subscriber? What is holding you back from subscribing to this channel? Especially if you've watched, you know, say 2 or more of the videos that I've published, and you know, that would mean that you're, you know, pretty familiar with this channel. It's been going since the 1st of October 2020, so more than likely, if you've watched 2 or more videos, you've probably watched they're probably the ones filmed with the old camera, which was, you know, the little point and shoot. So why aren't you a subscriber? What's stopping you? If you could let me know, that'd be great, because it'd just give me an insight into buyer behaviour. You know, what makes someone subscribe. I'd be really interested in any other feedback. You know, something a bit more considered than, oh, it's awesome footage, or this is amazing. You know, like, why is it amazing? Why is it awesome footage? Is it the shooting technique? Is it the way I compose the frame? Is it the locations that I go to? Is it am I showing you something that you've never seen before? Is that what makes it amazing? Is the camera doing, you know, all of the work that you like watching? Well, they're always going to be 4K from now on. What is it? And the final question I've got for the audience is the care factor. Do you even care about any of the things that I've raised in this commentary that I'm trying to find out about? Like, do any of these things even matter? Like, is watching these walking videos just a way of passing time or shutting off your brain? that you can stop worrying about COVID, and maybe you're unemployed like other people. Maybe it's an incredibly stressful situation you're in, where you've got to educate your kids at home because they can't go to school. Because I'm imagining, and the reason I am sticking with creating this video content is because for me it's I'm imagining that I'm showing somebody around my hometown. And one of my favourite things to do is do just that, like show people around Melbourne, or take them somewhere, or give them a bit of context about the place. Not so much as being a tour guide. That's not really what I'm on for. But it's just maybe I'm imagining that somebody's watching this. They've never been to Melbourne. Maybe they only know Sydney from the Harbour Bridge and the New Year's Eve fireworks in Sydney. Maybe they didn't know Melbourne had a harbour. Maybe they didn't know Melbourne had such great gardens. Maybe they don't know about the weather, that we have 4 seasons in one day constantly. So that's how I approach it. I'm imagining that I'm helping somebody learn about Melbourne, my hometown, and the light clicks on now. Go. Not this light. Must be the next light. It's the one up ahead, maybe. So yeah, I just there it goes. So it's really, I've been doing this for six months and 2 weeks. I've invested in new equipment. So I'll just touch on that. So this video is the first video filmed with the new setup, and by the new setup I mean not just, yes, it's handheld. And the reason this video is so jerky is because in the 3 hours before I filmed this video that day, I priced and eventually, very quickly for me, decided to spend $200 Australian on a Sony shooting grip. And this one is Wi-Fi connected to the camera, paired up with the camera. And so this was literally me learning how to use the shooting grip with the camera attached, and the way I was holding it was like a tennis racket with my thumb down the shaft. And so the reason this video looks a little bit shaky, and here's the new outro coming up. And I'm going to interrupt myself here, so please tell me if this sequence of a call to action for a subscription and then suddenly going into an intro, is this distracting? Does this add value to the video? You're seeing little clips that you've already seen before at the start of the video. The only thing new is me talking, and what I've done here is I've combined something new, and thanks to the viewer who wrote "Let's go" in the comments, because I've taken that and I've run with it, and I decided to make a compilation of all the "Let's go" because I wanted to try and show this is, this channel really gets around, and you get all these different views, different weather. This is literally a couple of days before I filmed the video I'm commenting on, and I just wanted to show all the different elements of Melbourne. And so we've reached the end of this video already. So I'm just going to talk for a little bit more beyond the end of this video, but if you tap out and decide not to listen, that's fine. But so just to go back to the equipment, is that this video, the reason it's a little bit jerky is because I was holding the grip a little bit like a tennis grip with my thumb down the shaft, and so the camera weighing on the tips of my forefingers, and I wasn't really able to cushion the shock of some of the steps I was taking. I've since adjusted that, and you'll see that in next week's video, which was a night shoot. So I can't think of too much else. I enjoy making these videos. I am a little bit perplexed as to why the stats aren't really improving markedly with the 4K element now, the better audio. So the only thing I can do is tweak the way I present the videos and just try and learn a little bit more about my audience. You know, if you do put anything in the comments, you know, any feedback, good, bad, or otherwise, is appreciated. If you can put a bit more context beyond amazing, great footage, like why is it great, why is it good, why are you watching, why haven't you subscribed, like it'd be really helpful, because I've been pretty chuffed with you know, suddenly I am getting comments, whereas you know, never used to get a lot of comments over the last 6 months, just the odd one here and there. So, but look, I know I'm doing something right, and I'm going to keep pursuing this. I'm in pre-production for a series on architecture that'll go on this channel. I see I'm in email correspondence with a couple of content distribution platforms that specialize in licensing out this content beyond YouTube. So that's something new. And that's all because I just want to make this content work as hard as possible, like savings in a bank. That's probably enough for now. Thanks for listening. If you've listened to all of this, some of this, a little bit of this, or you just accidentally clicked on and and decided to stay. I'm the bloke who walks. You've been watching the content creator ideas commentary for this walking life. We'll see you in the next video. We'll chat to you in the next commentary. Bye for now.